Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys watching today's video. Today guys, we're going to be talking about how to correctly rig a swim bait on a jig head, because it is not as easy as it seems like. There's a lot of little nuances to it that I think a lot of people overlook. So I'm going to show you the correct way to do it to really maximize the action of your swim bait and also maximize the hookup ratio that you have with it. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Real quick, guys, before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys that you hear me talking about our Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns and virtual lessons a lot. If you want to support the channel here on the Fishing Teacher and really learn a lot more about your favorite lake, it's a really good way to do that. The lake map breakdowns are good resources to learn more about your favorite lake across the country. And if our lake you fish is not on our breakdown list, you can book a virtual lesson with me and we can go over anything you want to with your favorite lake on that. So I'll put the links in the description. It's much appreciated. Okay guys, I'm going to show you first of all, we'll talk about some common mistakes in rigging a jig head. Then I'm going to talk about the right way to do it. Now, first of all, there's a couple different aspects. This is that Megabass Hazendong little swim bait, little 3-inch swim bait, which is one of my favorite things. So one of the things about it is like, you've got to get the hook positioned within the swim bait right. Number one, to get it to track straight, because if you don't get it straight, exactly perfectly straight, your swim bait is going to sort of run off to the side a little bit and it's not going to look as good. You're not going to get as many bites. And also guys, the area that you actually thread the swim bait to, as far as whether it be close to the top of the swim bait or the bottom or the middle, it also has a lot to do with the amount of bite gap that you're talking about. So what we want to do is we want to maximize the bite gap, which I'm going to show you how to do here, and make sure the thing's running straight. So the first thing you have to do, now this is more difficult on a narrow swim bait like this, because the wider swim baits you have a little bit more, it's a little bit more user friendly, but on a lot of these narrow ones here, you got to get just right. So anyway guys, you come in the head. And this is one of the most critical things about it, is when you run the hook into the swim bait here, you want to keep the point of the hook as close as you can to the top of the swim bait. You don't want to come through the middle of the swim bait. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to run this thing as close as I can, you can see right there, to the back of the swim bait that I possibly can without coming through the bait. Now what this is going to do, it's going to give me more bite gap, which I'll show you here in a second. But it's really critical when you do this, guys, to, if you're like me and you can't see up close very good, get your reading glasses on and just make sure you're in a well-lit area and just go super slow, because you don't even want to, you got to get this thing completely perfect in the center, or like I said, it's going to run crooked. So just take your time and go really, really slow with it. So as you can see there, I've came perfectly out of the center of it, like you can see on the hook there. Now I'm going to slowly thread it up on here, and I'm going to show you what this does when we get it up on here. Now, notice the position, guys, of the shank of the hook right here, how high it is. It's right up against the back there. What this does, it creates a wider gap. So look at the distance between the top of the hook here and the bend in it. The wider gap is going to give you better odds of hooking that fish. Now, if you were to thread this thing on and go through the center of the bait, right through the middle of it, right through there, you're going to reduce the amount of gap that you have in your hook, and you're not going to have as much hook, and you're going to lose more fish. And again, you can notice if you look there, guys, my hook is perfectly straight in the center. So this is going to make that little swim bait run perfectly straight all the time like that. So anyway, guys, just take some time, thread it up like that. That's the correct way to do it. It's going to allow your swim bait to work better, which gets you more bites. And once you do get a bite on it, you're going to land that fish a lot better. So hope it helps out, guys. And also I'll put the Bait Works link in the description if you guys want to order some of these heads and Megabass Okashira heads and Hazendong shads. I'll put the link in the description. So much appreciated, guys. We'll talk later.